Hello, aspiring no-code developer. So, if you are building software, then you need to know how to sell it. And every single interview that I've had so far, and I've had 9 of them, I feel that this is where software developers get hung up. Aspiring no-code developers are no exception. We generally got into this space because we like to just build awesome crap, right? But if you want people to use your awesome dream, I won't call it awesome crap, even though it is pretty fetching awesome, I'm sure, you still need to know how to sell it. And every single person is going to have a different way of selling their dream software. But I found that there are 3 outcomes that you can look for when you are looking to sell your dream software. Now, the first one is probably going to be the most straightforward, and that is you can sell it as a software as a service, a SaaS, right? So if you're putting together an entire tool that people log into, they subscribe to, perhaps they pay you for tokens, then you could sell the dream software as a software as a service. The software does a service for the individual, and you can make money that way. There are dozens, thousands, tens of thousands of people doing this. You can make your software incredibly niche, so it does a very, very specific thing and serves a very specific crowd and charge that crowd for the service. I know that there are some softwares in business, for example, that I think they charge a lot of money, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars per year because they're very niche and they solve a really big problem. So you can sell your software as a service. The extension to this that I'd like to bring up is that once you do this, you can also just sell the software, like an exit, a software exit. And generally this will happen when you have some following, you've got some people using it, you've got some incoming revenue, not annually recurring revenue or monthly recurring revenue or just returning users, right? You can sell the software and you can exit. But this only happens, again, if you have that following. Normally, people won't look to purchase a piece of software if it doesn't really have that following. You might find some niche cases on that, but generally this seems to be the rule. And so this is way number one, that you can sell your dream software. Now we'll talk about ways to actually go about selling it, how to have those conversations, like how to break those down, how to approach the individual. But this is one of the outcomes we can look for. The second one is job or freelance. Right? And this is kind of a two-pronged thing, and it depends on what you're looking for. For me personally, I don't want a full-time job because I want to do freelance work that is probably more risky, but can get me a lot more money if I'm willing to put in the time and the effort and skill up. But I know a lot of people who just want the job, want that consistency, want that security. That's totally fine. It all depends on your, I'll say it with Jim Rohn. I've been listening to Jim Rohn, and he would say, on your philosophy, on your life philosophy. You might be less prone or risk. I think it's risk averse. You might be risk averse. And so you don't want to do the freelance stuff. You just want to get the job. And you might want the risk. You might want to build that, right? So you pursue the freelance. Either way, for me personally, this has been where I have struck the most gold. So the first programming job that I got was actually a gaming job that I got because I built a game and I put it on the Apple App Store, and it was called Smashy, and it was so much fun to build it, put it all together. I actually spent like a week with it, or a week on it with my dad. He helped me find music and put together the artwork, and it was a lot of fun to build that app. And I put it on the App Store, and it was a lot of fun to play. And I had a lot of friends who broke it, so I got to fix it, right? It was my first real experience with something that I had deployed personally. I followed that whole process through. It was so much fun. And I was looking to skip a programming class in college at BYU. And I emailed the professor and was like, hey, I want to skip this class. And he was like, prove to me that you know the concepts that we would teach in this class. And I'm like, I don't really know how to prove it other than to send you this random game that I built. Like, I didn't think anything of it at the time. But the professor responded and said, you can skip the class. Also, do you want a job? So, your dream software, that software for me, that was a dream. Building that Smashy app, like, that was just fun for me. It was my dream at the time. And it got me a job. I said, heck yeah, what are we doing? Apparently, he needed people to help him build games. And I was like, yes, I can do that for you. That is something I fetching love to do. And so I got a job because of a dream app that I built and because I was willing to share it. I was willing to throw it out there, to give it to others and say, hey, I built this thing. It is proof that I'm able to deliver. The second story that I have here is actually on the freelance side. So I went into the freelance space about 2 years ago, and I started in cryptocurrency development. I started writing smart contracts for people. And at the beginning, I was just doing it for free, right? I was just building random things that I liked. It's like, I need these tools to help me achieve my dream. And so I was building these tools, and it got to the point where someone hired me to take a tool that I had created and expand on it. I was actually building the Flutter Flow, sorry, not the Flutter Flow, the Flutter library for Wallet Connect. I started building it for a company that really needed it. They were building a Flutter app, and they needed the Wallet Connect Flutter library. And after building that for the smaller company, like an MVP version, let's say, the actual company, Wallet Connect, reached out to me and said, hey, would you be willing to build out the entire library for us? And I was like, heck yeah, guys, I'd love to do that for you. So all of that started because I was just building these libraries, these random things that I needed to have fun in the space. And I was open and I was willing to do this work. So I landed that freelance job, and overall, I think I made $30,000 plus just building that one project. Those are two awesome examples of what is possible for you as you build your dream, which is why I want you to build the dream using no code, because you don't need to know how to code to create these examples of what you can deliver. You don't need to know how to code to sell it, to land the job, to get the gig, and if you're going freelance, right? You can do it, my aspiring developer friend. There is absolutely no reason for you to not do it. If you've got that dream, there is no reason for you to deny yourself the joy of an amazing story to tell your friends, to tell yourself, to tell the next person you work for. It's just a lot of fun, and it is such a fun game to play. Now, when I got my first job, I wasn't playing it intentionally. I was playing a game with a game that I built. When I got that freelance job with Wallet Connect, again, it was unintentional. Definitely wasn't planned, but now I know that this is possible, and that by doing it intentionally, I can make far, far more than by doing it unintentionally, which is what I want to teach you how to do. So our third way is, if you're already in a job position, you can get a raise. And this is something that I personally have done. Just as you skill yourself up, you can increase the amount that you can make. This is going to be exceptionally true as a freelance guy getting gigs, or if you're in an actual job, right? But getting that raise, just having more proof that you can deliver is awesome and will enable this. So these are the three ways that we can sell your dream software. So you go out, you build it, you're working on it, you're sharing it with others, and you can sell it in these three specific ways. And I'd love to show you how to do this. And that will be my purpose over the next couple of days in my 90-day no-code adventure. So let's figure out how to make you more valuable, how to make you more money by selling your dream in one of these three ways. Let's go.